Attention, all spacemen. Attention, all spacemen. Stand by for an important announcement in 5 minutes and 30 seconds. And now, Kellogg's Pep, the build-up wheat cereal, invites you to rocket into the future with
Corbett, Space Cadet.
Stand by to raise shift. Blast off. -5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
As roaring rockets blast off to distant planets and far-flung stars, we take you to the age of the conquest of space with Corbett, Space Cadet. Far above the surface of Object Delport, a strange planet outside our solar system, a jet boat from the rocket cruiser Polaris knifes through the thin upper atmosphere. While Space Cadet Astro handles the controls, Tom Corbett studies the instrument panel. And as time passes, his expression shows increasing tension and anxiety.
Picked up any sign of the supply drone yet, Tom?
Not a thing, Astro, and I can't understand it. It was due to pass this point over 10 minutes ago.
That's the trouble with those drones. Robot equipment may be all right, but I like my supply rockets with real live crews aboard.
There's nothing wrong with drones. They're equipped with the most modern instruments in the universe.
Blame it on this weird planet, then. Don't forget, Tom, 4 expeditions were sent to Object Delport before us, and not one of them was ever heard from again.
That'll be our story, too, if we don't contact the supply drone, and soon.
Hey, we really that low on food and water?
Afraid so. I doubt if there's enough at the base to last another day. Hey, take a look at this scanner, Astro.
The drone?
Nope, that star.
Unless it's edible, I'm not... Uh-oh. You mean that big bright fellow over in the second quadrant?
Yes. What does it look like to you?
Unless I'm space happy, it's a nova.
My idea exactly. An exploding star, and by Jupiter, that spells trouble.
Base calling Jet 1. Base calling Jet 1.
There's Captain Strong. Answer him, Tom.
Right. Jet 1 to base. Corbett here.
What's the matter, Corbett? I can't see you on my viewer.
Your image is blurred here, too, sir. There's some kind of interference.
Corbett, have you made contact with the drone yet?
Well, no, sir. I've got the radar set for maximum search radius, but we haven't picked up a thing.
We've missed contact, then.
Missed contact? Well, that's impossible, sir. The instruments on those drones are foolproof.
They're not Nova-proof, though.
How do you mean, sir?
Haven't you picked up that Nova flare?
Spotted it on my scanner just a minute ago.
Well, that's what's making the mischief. Tell me, Corbett, have you observed any radiation effects at your altitude?
There's an image blur on the receiver that could be from radiation.
There's no doubt about it. You and Astro had better get back to base immediately.
But, sir, the supply drone.
It's lost. And for good, I'm afraid.
Well, maybe if we search just a little longer.
No use, Corbett. Get that jet back here while you're still in one piece. Polaris on planet Delport, calling Advanced Base Omega. Come in, please. This is Captain Strong on the Polaris. Emergency. Can you read us, Omega?
That static's getting worse by the minute, Captain Strong.
You're right, Manning. Even if they did answer, we couldn't hear them through that squalling.
Do you want me to give it a try, sir?
No, Corbett, you'd just be wasting your time. The radiation from that Nova explosion has built up a static barrier. There's no hope of contacting our advanced base.
Well, how long will that static keep up, sir?
Anywhere from 2 to 5 weeks, Astro.
Great galaxy, Captain. We can't wait that long. Without supplies, we'll starve to death.
Roger's right, sir.
Easy does it, men. I've developed a habit of eating just like the rest of you.
Oh, sorry, Captain.
It's all right, Corbett. Let's check over the facts. First, we won't get another supply drone for a month. Advanced Base Omega has orders to send supplies on a monthly schedule, and they have no way of knowing that last drone didn't reach us.
Well, what happened to it anyway?
I can make a pretty good guess. The Nova explosion blasted a lot of radiation energy out into space, enough to alter the drone's guiding instruments by as much as half a degree.
Half a degree? Uh-oh. That means our beefsteaks are flying through space 1,000,000 miles away from here.
At least that.
Just think, the water, the fruit, the chocolate bars.
And the pork
Ah,
chops.
stop it, you guys. I'm hungry enough already.
Well, there's only one thing left to do. We'll have to blast off and try to reach our advanced base.
It'd be suicide to try, Astro. Even if we had enough supplies to see us through that long trip, we probably couldn't rely on our instruments now.
Then we're done for.
You said it, Tom. They can check this expedition off the list just like the other 4.
return to the exciting adventures of Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, in just a moment, so stand by.
Attention all spacemen. Take advantage of this special offer. The greatest offer ever made by Kellogg's Pep. It's your opportunity to get official Space Cadet goggles. That's right, official Space Cadet goggles. The same kind of goggles worn by Tom Corbett out in the farthest reaches of space. Listen to the official description of space goggles issued by Space Academy Supply Headquarters. Space goggles are made out of one sweeping curved plastic plate. In shape, they're scientifically streamlined to fit securely over both eyes. Space goggles provide for a full range of vision and may be worn over regular eyeglasses. Space goggles are tinted to reduce glare. Now, spacemen, that's what you get. You want to wear your goggles anytime you're racing into the wind, on skates, on a bike, in a car. You want to wear them in your own Space Cadet adventures, just like Tom Corbett does. Wear them to protect your eyes when you're working with tools. Well, there are dozens of uses for space goggles, so get yours now. Here's how. Send 25 cents, 1 Kellogg's Pep box top, and your name and address. Repeat. Send 25 cents, 1 Kellogg's Pep box top, and your name and address to Kellogg's, Box 302, Battle Creek, Michigan. Kellogg's, Box 302, Battle Creek, Michigan. Don't delay. Send for your space goggles today.
While on an exploration trip to Object Del Port, a strange planet outside our solar system, the Polaris crew finds itself marooned when a nova explosion prevents their robot supply ship from reaching them. Due to a radiation barrier, they cannot contact their advanced base millions of miles away in space. Without water and lacking supplies, there is no hope of making the return trip. In desperation, they decide to make a closer survey of the planet from the Polaris.
Any luck yet, Corbett?
No, sir. I'm getting a lot of interference on the scanner. Can't we move down into the atmosphere more?
Right. We'll descend to about 15 miles. Control deck to power deck. Check in.
Power deck, aye.
Cut to minimum cruising speed, Astro. We're taking her down into heavy atmosphere.
Aye, sir.
Captain Strong.
What is it, Corbett?
Look here in the scanner. I can't be sure yet, but it looks almost like
Great galaxies! That's a lake, a beautiful
Don't
wet...
start drooling, Manning. It could be a mirage.
The image is starting to clear now, sir. It is a lake, a big one, too.
More like an inland sea, really.
And look at that region on the far shore. See there, between the lake and that mountain range?
Trees. By Jupiter...
Heavy vegetation of some kind, certainly. Manning.
Yes, sir?
Alter course to set down on that shore. This may be the spot we've been looking for.
Will you look at that? Real trees with fruit on them.
Plenty of water, too. Why, this is paradise.
And feel how warm it is. Almost like the tropics back on Earth.
It makes me real homesick. Reminds me of Venus, without the rain.
By the galaxies, all this place needs is a couple of beautiful girls and grass skirts.
Knock it off, men. Here's the testing rig. Let's see whether this lake water is safe to drink.
I sure hope so. My throat feels like the inside of a rocket tube.
Oh, here, Captain. I'll give you a hand with that rig.
Thanks, Tom. Carry it over to the shoreline.
Right.
Where are you going, Manning?
I've got my own test. It's the gulp and swallow method.
Don't touch that water until I give the word.
I don't care if it's sulfuric acid. I've got
Manning.
it. Yes, sir.
All right, Corbett. Set the equipment down here.
There you are.
Now, I'll pour it in here. Like this.
It smells good, Captain. Nothing breakish about it.
We'll have to make certain there's no arsenic in it, though. Now, watch the chemical reaction.
Nothing's happened yet.
Give it a few more seconds.
This is agony.
What do you think, sir?
Results are still negative. I guess it's all right.
Let me at it.
Hey, take it easy, Roger. Leave some for the rest of us.
Go on, Jethead. There's a whole lake full. So I'll try to leave a couple of drops for you.
I guess I better take them now. Jupiter, that's good.
Now, take it easy now, fellas. Not too much at a time.
Best water I ever tasted.
When I can't drink anymore, I'm going for a swim.
Hey, Roger. Where are you going?
Just to take a closer look at those trees.
Don't get out of sight, Manning. I want everybody to stay together until we've had a chance to check our bearings.
Okay, sir. I won't go far.
Well, that's one problem solved, Captain. We won't die of thirst.
Yeah, what about food, though? The survival rations won't last much longer, and I'm as hungry as a bear right now.
The fruit on those trees looks mighty tempting.
It could be deadly poison, Corbett. We'll have to test it, and that won't be as easy as checking water.
I wonder if there's any kind of animal life here.
There should be. The conditions seem
Ideal for it. I'm looking at something right now that's walking on 4 legs.
Where, Astro?
Down the shoreline, there to your left. About half a mile down.
I see it.
Well, it's some kind of animal, all right. It seems to be about the size of a fox or a small dog.
And look, he's drinking from the lake.
I've got him within range of my gun, Captain. Shall I let him have it?
No, not yet.
But, sir, that's meat on the table.
We can't be sure, Astro.
Well, the fruit isn't poison to that animal. Look. He's gone back to the edge of the wood, and he's eating from that vine.
Perhaps we can eat it, too. But before we take a single mouthful, I want to test that fruit thoroughly.
Say, where did Roger go? He's out of sight.
What? And after I specifically told him not to.
I'll call him, sir. Hey, Roger!
Steady your arrows, Junior. I'm coming.
There he is, coming out of that grove.
What's he carrying?
Blamed if I know, sir. Where you been?
Sir, he's eating something.
That's right, you Venusian ape. Here, have some. This fruit's delicious.
Manning, get that out of your mouth at once.
Well, why, sir? I never tasted anything as good in all my life.
Don't argue. Get it out, I said.
Yes, sir. But I made sure it was all right, sir.
If you don't mind telling me, how did you do that?
Why, I saw an animal eat some of it back there. You know yourself, an animal won't touch anything poisonous.
Manning, we don't know what kind of chemical makeup that animal has. For all we know, it could take strychnine for dessert.
Well, you don't mean it, Captain.
I certainly do. Won't you ever learn?
Oh.
All right now, Manning, no harm done. I made you get rid of that piece of fruit before you swallowed it.
Yeah. You did. That piece.
What do you mean?
I ate 7 of those things before I came out of the grove.
7?
Yes, sir. I was just working on the 8th when you stopped me.
My gosh, if that stuff is poison.
Come on, get him back to the ship.
But, sir, by the time we get there, it'll be too late for an antidote.
We'll do everything we can for you, Manning.
Well, Captain, how can we give him an antidote when we don't know the nature of the poison?
There's nothing we can do for him, Corbett. Nothing but wait and trust to luck.
How long has it been now, Captain Strong?
3 hours since he ate the fruit, Corbett.
How does he look to you, sir?
Well, his color seems all right, Astro. His pulse is slow, but not dangerously so.
Breathing seems okay. If he'd only come out of that coma.
Huh? What's that?
Roger!
Somebody in a coma?
Wait, Manning, don't try to get up yet.
Why not, sir? I feel like stretching my legs a little.
But you've been in a coma for 3 hours, Roger.
Oh, me? Why, you Venusian worrywart. Can a guy even log a little sack time without getting cried over?
You mean you were sleeping?
Sure. Who wouldn't need a siesta after eating 8 pieces of fruit the size of melons?
Well, then you feel perfectly all right, Manning?
Why, I never felt better in my life, sir. Except for one thing.
What's that, Roger?
Well, I'm a little hungry. I think I'll gather me some more of that fruit.
There, that does it. One more clamp over here on the side, and our space hut's all ready.
Can I put away the tools now, Tom?
Sure. Well, this ought to be very comfortable.
You know, Tom, if we'd known we were going to land in a tropical paradise, we could have brought along some of those old-fashioned shelters made out of canvas.
Things they used to call tents, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Those pegs and ropes must have been a lot of trouble. There's no place like a good, tight, prefab magnesium space hut. How about it, Astro? You ready for a little exploration trip?
You bet. I wonder if this planet has any inhabitants.
Well, I doubt it. We'd have seen some signs of life before now.
Oh, not necessarily if it's a primitive society.
Hiya, space rats.
Where have you been, Roger?
Taking a dip in the lake, and what a swim. This place beats the beach at Venusport any day. Hey, where's the skipper?
Over at the ship, taking some instrument readings.
I see the hut's up. Is this my gear?
That's right. Just sorted out for inspection.
Hey, wait a minute. What's the idea of all this stuff?
You know the regulations, Roger. Exploration parties keep full spacesuits at hand at all times.
But that's silly. In this climate, we need spacesuits like a rocket blast in the head.
Don't you ever stop trying to buck rules, Roger?
Most rules don't make sense. Now, what's the use of cluttering up our camp with junk?
What are you complaining about now, Manning?
Oh, why, nothing, Captain Strong. We were just shooting space gas.
Hey, what's that?
Sounded like an explosion somewhere.
Quiet, boys. Listen.
There it goes again.
That sounds like trouble. Big trouble.
Hey, Captain, take a look at the shoreline.
What a tide this lake must have.
Tide. Great galaxy, that's no tide.
I'll say it isn't. The water's receded 1,000 yards.
Oh, what's going on, Captain?
It's a tidal wave. Listen.
Those rumbles. They must have come from earthquakes under the water.
And strong, look.
It's a huge wall of water. Then it's coming this way.
Quick, run for the ship.
It's too late, Manning. We'd never make it.
Well, what can we do, sir? In another minute, that wave will hit us.
It's coming at us like a fleet of rockets.
There's no way out of this. When that wall of water hits us, we're dead.
We'll return to the exciting adventures of Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, in just a moment, so stand by.
When Tom Corbett and his crew blast off into space, every man on board makes sure he carries a set of official Space Cadet goggles. Every cadet wears space goggles as protection out in space. Well, now, you can get these very same space goggles. Whether you're working with tools, racing on a bike or skates, or blasting off into outer space, you want to have official space goggles with you every minute. Here's Tom Corbett to tell you more about official Space Cadet goggles.
Spaceman, the most important thing about space goggles is to send for them right away. The sooner you send in, the sooner you'll get them. You know, these aren't ordinary goggles. Space goggles are made of one sweeping curved piece of clear-colored plastic, like a giant bubble that fits right over your eyes. I've been down to Space Academy Supply headquarters, and they've got space goggles all ready to send out as soon as you let them know where to send them. So get going, spaceman. Send for your space goggles today.
And here's what you do. Send 25 cents, 1 Kellogg's Pep box top, and your name and address. Repeat. Send 25 cents, 1 Kellogg's Pep box top, and your name and address to Kellogg's, Box 302, Battle Creek, Michigan. That's Kellogg's, Box 302, Battle Creek, Michigan. You've got your instructions, spaceman. Send for your official Space Cadet goggles today.
Marooned on a strange planet in a distant solar system, the crew of the Polaris finds a tropical paradise on the shore of a huge inland sea. But as they set up camp, they are horrified to find themselves in the path of a gigantic tidal wave, whose towering wall of raging water thunders toward them.
We're trapped. That water will cut us to pieces.
Corbett, the spacesuit.
What's that, sir?
All of you, quick. Get into your spacesuit.
You heard the captain, Astro. Get your spacesuit on.
We'll never make it. There isn't time.
Hurry it up. Manning, where's your helmet?
I've got it.
Make sure everything is airtight. There. My helmet's secure.
Mine too.
All right, now. Take your auxiliary oxygen supply and release it inside your suits.
We'll blow up like balloons, sir.
Like life rafts, you mean? Hurry, Roger. Pressure of about 2 atmospheres will be safe. That's it.
The water. It's almost on top of us.
We'll all take a real smash when it hits. Just try to relax, and eventually you'll bob to the surface again.
Here it comes.
Look out! Can anybody hear me? Answer me, somebody.
I'm over here, Tom. Can you see me?
Wait. Yes, I see you, Astro.
I can just make out your helmet bobbing on the surface.
Have any of the others come up yet?
I can't see them if they have.
Hold it. There's someone. Is that you, Roger? Captain Strong here, Corbett.
I'm over this way, fellas.
Say, that means we've all come through it. The water's starting to recede, sir. Now watch out for driftwood. The water is full of it.
You're telling me. I just ducked a log as big as the Polaris. Hey, help! Help!
Astro, what's wrong?
My suit, it sprung a leak. I'm shipping water.
Quick, get out of that suit before you go under.
I can't reach the fasteners. I'm going under.
Astro, hang on. I'm trying to reach you. Can you make it, Corbett? You're closest to him. I think so. Yes. I've got a hold of his helmet now. But I can't pull him to the surface. Undo the helmet. Get him out of his suit. I'm trying, sir. Wait, I'm getting him now. There, I'm pulling out of it. Go on, Astro. Now don't struggle. I'll keep your head above water.
Is he all right, Tom?
I don't know. He's out cold. Make for shore. The water's backed up. There's a chance we can make it.
Keep up the artificial respiration, Corbett. He's beginning to stir.
Hear that, sir? He's coming around all right.
Astro,
Can you hear me? He's opening his eyes.
I'm okay, Tom.
Boy, you had us worried.
Are you sure you're all right, Astro?
Yes, sir. Looks like I tried the same thing I accused Roger of doing.
What's that?
Drinking all the water in the lake.
Well, don't worry, Astro. There's plenty of it left.
If you're squared away now, we'd better get back and see what's left of our ship.
The Polaris. I almost forgot about her. I sure hope she's still there.
Things look pretty bad, boys. It's going to take a lot of work to put this ship back in shape.
Well, we better get started on it, sir.
Well, the rocket engines are in fair shape. I just inspected them.
The hull's okay, too. Mostly it's electrical equipment that was damaged.
If only we had a bigger supply of spare parts.
Too bad we never located the wrecks of those 4 other ships that were sent here. If we could find them, I'll bet we could salvage most of the parts we need.
We have no way of knowing if those other ships actually landed on this planet, Manning. The authorities are inclined to believe none of them made it.
Well, I'm not so sure of that, sir.
What do you mean, Corbett?
Just take a look through this forward scanner.
Well, but
Wait, I see it. It's smoke, a spiral of smoke far out.
Probably a volcano. We've had everything else.
That's no volcano.
Hand me that viewscope, Manning.
Here, sir.
Thanks.
What do you make of it, sir?
By the moons of Jupiter.
What is it, Captain?
That smoke is rising from a chimney. The chimney of a crudely built hut.
Wow.
And there's more than one of them. There's a colony out there.
Well, then we found them. We've located one of the earlier expeditions.
That we have.
Hooray!
Well, no matter what happens now, we can call our own expedition a success. A complete success.
Don't miss the next action-packed adventure with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, on Thursday, when the Polaris crew searches for castaways but finds murder lurking in the limestone caves of the planet Delport in Part 2 of Marooned with Death. Tune in, same time, same station on Thursday for the next thrilling interplanetary adventure with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet.
Brought to you by Kellogg's Pep, the build-up wheat cereal.
Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, starring Frankie Thomas, can also be seen on television and appears in the comic sections of many of America's leading newspapers. Look for it daily and in weekend editions. Featured in today's cast are Jan Merlin, Al Markham, and Edward Bryce. Today's program was written by Gilbert Braun, directed by Drex Hines. Jackson Beck speaking.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret. Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret. And what a secret! In Kellogg's Raisin Bran, the tasty raisins are dipped in honeycomb. That means plumper, more tender raisins along with delicious golden crisp bran flakes. Both fruit and cereal all in one box. And no other raisin bran but Kellogg's gives you the tender goodness of raisins dipped in honeycomb. That's Kellogg's secret. So for your breakfast, make sure you get Kellogg's because Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret. In exactly 6 minutes and 45 seconds, there will be an important announcement from Space Academy Supply Headquarters. So stand by. And now, Kellogg's Pep, the build-up wheat cereal, invite you to rocket into the future with
Tom Corbett, Space Cadet.
Stand by to raise ship. Blast off. -5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0!
As roaring rockets blast off to distant planets and far-flung stars, we take you to the age of the conquest of space with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet. 4 previous expeditions have gone hurtling through space to distant Delport, a planet outside our solar system, and have never been heard from again. Now the Polaris has landed on the planet's surface, but almost immediately its space cadet crew finds itself marooned there by a nova explosion. Setting up camp in a veritable tropical paradise, they are about to make repairs on their ship when Tom Corbett discovers signs of habitation, and at once the space cadets set out to investigate.
Close up, men. Stay together.
We must be getting pretty close to the colony now, Captain Strong.
Yes, Corbett. It should be just over that next rise.
I'm keeping my paralo ray handy, Captain.
All right, Manning. But remember, men, no matter what we find, you're not to fire unless I give the order. Is that clear?
Aye, sir.
Right. Hold up a minute, Captain.
What is it?
I thought I caught a glint of metal through the brush over there.
I see it too, sir. About 5 yards to my left. Shall I investigate?
Go ahead, Manning. We'll cover you.
Take it easy, Roger.
Jumping jets, look what I found.
What is it, Manning? Come on, then.
How do you like this?
It's the wreck of a spaceship.
It's one of ours. You can tell that at a glance.
Well, there's the answer, Captain Strong. This is the wreck of one of the earlier expeditions.
Sure, and those huts we saw must belong to the survivors.
You're quite right, gentlemen. Quite right on both counts.
Jumping Jupiter, where'd he come from?
Watch it, Roger. Keep that gun down.
By the rings of Saturn, sir, you must be...
Captain Yates of the Cygnus. Ah, yes.
Well, that was Expedition 1.
I think I know you, too, sir. Aren't you Captain Strong of the Solar Guard?
That's right. I'm mighty glad we found you, Captain Yates. You've been given up for lost, you know.
Naturally, it's been such a long time, dear me. Well, now that you're here, let me welcome you to my planet, gentlemen.
Thank you.
By all the suns, you don't know how good it is to see someone from Earth again.
We almost overlooked your valley, Captain. If we hadn't been flying low, we would have missed it.
Well, I'm certainly glad you didn't. Not that we have much hospitality to offer here, but if you'll come along to the village, we'll try to give you a royal welcome. And now that you've met the surviving members of my crew, I would like to present my daughter, Arlene.
Welcome to our colony, gentlemen.
No grass skirt, but she'll do.
What did you say, Cadet Manning?
Nothing, sir. I just said I was glad to meet your daughter.
Why, thank you, Cadet, and I'm sorry about the skirt. Had I known you were coming, I'd have made the necessary arrangements.
Oh, look, I didn't mean it. Well, you weren't supposed to hear what I said.
Uh-oh, Roger's done it again.
Don't mind Cadet Manning, Miss Arlene. He means well.
Of course I don't mind. After all, when a rescue expedition comes after all these years, we're very grateful to the men in it.
Ah, yes, quite so, quite so. Though I must confess, Captain, I'm a little surprised they waited so long to send you.
Why, sir, a relief expedition was sent out almost immediately. Didn't it ever turn up?
Not to our knowledge, Corbett.
All told, sir, there were 3 others before us.
3 others. Think of that, Arlene. And all lost before they reached here.
Captain Yates, I've been wanting to ask you, why didn't you try to radio for help?
Oh, I only wish we could have, but our communications man was killed when we crash-landed and our electronic equipment damaged beyond repair.
From the looks of that wreck, it's a miracle any of you survived.
Oh, purely a matter of luck, Captain. Tell me, have you been able to maintain audio contact with the advanced base?
No. Since that nova explosion occurred in space, we've been cut off completely.
You mean communication is impossible for the time being?
Well, there's been a radiation barrier, but as soon as we make repairs, we'll try to raise the base again.
Your audio transmitter was damaged?
By that tidal wave. Our ship suffered some minor damage, too.
Ah, it's a terrible thing, those tidal waves. Terrible. One of Delport's most unpleasant characteristics.
Captain Yates, you may be able to help us.
Anything I can, Corbett, of course, certainly.
Well, were there any transmitter parts left in the wreck of your ship? If I could salvage what I need instead of having to rebuild...
You're welcome to anything you can find, Cadet. Why not investigate the wreck on the way back to your own ship?
Well, thanks, Captain. We'll do that.
And then, as soon as you've made the repairs, return here. We'd like to have a little feast and celebration, a small collation.
Sounds great, Captain Yates. As soon as we get the good news through to advanced base.
Back home, they'll be mighty glad to know we found you, sir.
Of course. You don't know how true that is, Cadet. How very true indeed.
Found any good parts in this mess, Tom?
Yes, look at this.
What is it?
Looks like a simple check valve to me.
Hey, it's a check valve, all right, but not a simple one.
What do you mean?
See for yourself, sir. This is the new improved type that was put into production last fall.
Are you certain of that?
I'm positive, sir. The very first batch of these was installed on the Sirius.
The ship that made the 4th expedition.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute, Junior. Are you trying to tell us this wrecked ship is the Sirius?
You're jet happy. This is Yates' ship.
It can't be, Tom. Yates has old-type valves. These new babies haven't been developed yet.
Yeah, but why should Yates lie to us? He said none of the rescue expeditions ever arrived here.
Just the same.
Well, I still say the way they...
Boys, 1 minute.
Sorry, sir.
I still don't see what this is all about, but it's clear that Yates has lied to us.
It certainly is.
Now, he may have some perfectly good reason, but until we find out what that reason is, we've got to proceed on the basis that this expedition, and every one of us personally, is in deadly danger.
We'll return to the exciting adventures of Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, in just a moment, so stand by.
Spacemen, your official Space Cadet goggles are now ready. Send for them right away. Now, these space goggles are the very same as the goggles issued to all Space Cadets at Space Academy. They're made of a special plastic for clear visibility under all space conditions. Now, don't confuse these goggles with ordinary goggles. You know, the kind with a lens over each eye. Space goggles are made of one sweeping curved piece of colored plastic, like a giant bubble that fits right over both eyes. It even fits over eyeglasses, too. Now, this advanced design is now being used by automobile racers, motorcycle riders, and other racing men. Well, now, you join these men with your own space goggles. It's very important, though, that you send for your space goggles right away. Now, Supply Headquarters at Space Academy wants all spacemen to get their space goggles as soon as possible. So follow these official instructions. To get your space goggles, send 25 cents, 1 Kellogg's Pep box top, and your name and address. Repeat, 25 cents, 1 Kellogg's Pep box top, your name and address. Send to Kellogg's, Box 346, Battle Creek, Michigan. Kellogg's, Box 346, Battle Creek, Michigan. Don't wait, spacemen. Send for your space goggles today.
The crew of the Polaris has found foolproof evidence that Captain Yates lied to them regarding the fate of the previous rescue missions to the planet Delport. And now they realize they stand in deadly danger. They would be even more convinced of this grim fact were they able to eavesdrop on a conversation taking place at the nearby village between Captain Yates and his beautiful daughter, Arlene.
Perhaps if we ask them, Father, just ask them to join our colony here and forget about the universe outside.
I tell you it would be futile, Arlene. Just as it's been futile with most of those other stupid, stubborn solar guardsmen.
But 3 of them are just cadets.
No, they'll follow strong. You know that.
I'm not so sure. The way one of them looked at me, he might be persuaded.
I'm sure of that, my child, given time. But we have no time. They must be prevented from notifying their base that they found us.
Of course, but... Oh, please, no more killing.
Arlene, not that word. You know how I detest the very thought.
You may detest it, but you'd still do it.
Only if I must. But you do appreciate, dear child. There's no turning back.
Are you sure it wouldn't be better to just give up, Father? Admit everything. Show how this strange planet...
Now, don't get panicky. I handled those other rescue expeditions, and I'll handle this one. Hear me, I will.
They'll just keep sending ships, Father, and sooner or later...
Oh, I think not. After 5 lost ships, public opinion will be aroused, Arlene. There'll be much opposition to a 6th futile try. And the authorities will bow to public clamor.
I hope you're right, Father. I know how you feel about this place.
Do you really, my child? When I set eyes on this valley, after 50 years as a spaceman, I knew I'd found paradise at last. That's why we must not let anyone rob us of it, dear child. Not anyone. No one at all.
All right, Father. What about the Polaris transmitter? If they have a chance to repair it...
Oh, yes. That must be prevented. The lengths I've gone to protect this place, that might be misunderstood. I might be called a murderer, put on trial, even executed.
Oh, no, I couldn't bear
Then
that.
help me, child, help me.
You know I'll do anything. Provided you promise you'll give the Polaris crew a chance to make their own choice.
Very well. I will. Now, go and divert their attention while I do my work on the Polaris.
How much time will you need?
15 minutes, only 15 minutes. And then I guarantee that no one in all the universe, we'll ever hear from them again.
I'm glad I found you.
Arlene, what are you doing here?
I cut through the jungle to warn you. I delayed them as long as I could, but they're on their way here.
All right. I've already wired up the rocket mechanism, and I'll be through here in a minute.
What about the communicator?
It's all set. I smashed the power tube completely, my child.
Suppose they have a spare.
They did? That's here in my pocket.
Father, when they discover they can't repair the radio, won't they decide to blast off?
Oh, I've taken care of that. The Polaris isn't going anywhere. If they try to raise ship, they'll be in for a surprise. Such a surprise.
You wouldn't kill them. Oh, you promised.
Arlene, look out the port. They're coming. Quick, through the emergency escape hatch. There's not a moment to lose.
How's it coming, Corbett?
All right, sir. These parts fit perfectly. I'll just check the circuit.
And then we talk with civilization again.
You said it, Astro.
Hey, what in the universe?
Oh, what's the trouble?
This power tube is smashed.
Hey, it must have happened in the tidal wave.
No, I checked the tubes when we took damage inventory.
Well, we've got a spare, haven't we?
Yes, sir, in the parts locker.
I'll get it, Tom. Suffering sucker.
Now what?
That spare's gone.
Impossible.
Are you sure, Astro?
Positive.
Well, I don't get it.
How in blazes could you be so stupid?
We could jury rig anything except the tube. There's no way to fix that.
No way except... Hey, wait a minute. I've got an idea.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
All we do, sir, is blast off and get up above atmosphere. Space is a more perfect vacuum than you can find in the best tubes.
Tom, you're right.
Once in space, I'll get out on the hull and rig up a metal cover for the tube, which should give us a perfectly good vacuum tube.
Sounds good. Will it work, Captain
Well, it
Strong?
ought to. Theoretically, there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, then let's try it, sir.
Right. All hands to your stations. Prepare to raise ship in 5 minutes. Energize the cooling pumps.
Pumps in operation, sir.
Feed reactant.
Reactant, feeding at D9 rate, sir.
Switch in takeoff gyros.
Gyros on, sir.
Good. Blast off minus 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0!
Great galaxy, what was that?
Sir, that explosion came from below.
Astro. Come in, Astro.
He doesn't answer, sir.
No wonder. That blast was big enough to blow the power deck and anyone on it into space dust.
I'm all right now, sir. Just shaken up a little.
What happened down here, Astro?
Oh, I don't know, sir. I threw the switch for the rocket firing mechanism. There was a blinding flash of light and then the explosion.
And there's only one possible explanation for all this, and that's sabotage.
Captain Yates, sir?
Yates or one of his men, a deliberate attempt to keep us from blasting off.
I can't believe it.
Boys, it's time we called a council of war. We're in desperate straits now, and the odds are against us. They are enormous.
You're so right, gentlemen.
Jumping jets. It's Yates.
Don't move, any of you. These blasters are very efficient. Although I'd be very reluctant to use it, I will if I must. Truly, I will.
He's back toward the emergency hatch, Roger.
Okay.
That would be most unwise, Manning. You'd only meet some of my men on the other side. Your ship is surrounded. You have no choice but to surrender.
And what do you plan to do to us, Captain Yates?
Well, that's entirely up to you, sir. To be perfectly frank, though, I'm very pessimistic. Very.
What about, Captain?
Why, that you'll be any more intelligent in your choice than so many of your Solar Guard friends. Stupid fellows, really stupid.
And what is our choice, Yates?
So simple, really simple. You acknowledge me as your leader. You live in this paradise as my faithful followers. And give up all outside ties.
Suppose we refuse.
Then you must suffer the consequences. And I do mean suffer, young man. Indeed I do.
Well, I'll say right now.
Not too hasty. You'll have time to ponder all this.
You must be insane. You can't just set up a separate kingdom and keep out the whole universe.
To date, we've managed quite well, Captain. True, we've had to destroy some ignorant people who couldn't appreciate our kind offer, but then the price of peace is always high.
My crew and I were sent here under orders, Yates, and we'll carry them out, or die in the attempt.
As you wish, Captain. You'll find this valley a very pleasant place to die.
We'll return to the exciting adventures of Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, in just a moment, so stand by.
Spaceman, send for your official Space Cadet goggles right away. These goggles, part of every Space Cadet's equipment, are so useful, well, you want to carry them and wear them every day. You know, Astro says space goggles, well, they're just about the most important things a spaceman can have. Right, Astro?
You bet, Spaceman. When I'm working down on the power deck of the Polaris, there's a lot of radiation glare around. Wearing space goggles protects my eyes. And you know, these aren't regular goggles. They're advanced design goggles for use out in space. One sweeping, curved piece of clear, colored plastic. Like the observation blister in a jet boat or a giant bubble that fits right over both eyes. So send for your space goggles right away. Space Academy Supply Headquarters has them all ready and waiting for you. And if you're smart, you'll send for an extra pair, too, so you'll have them for emergencies.
Good idea, Astro. And now, spaceman, write this down. Here's how to get your official Space Cadet goggles. Send 25 cents, 1 Kellogg's Pep box top, and your name and address. I'll repeat that. 25 cents, 1 Kellogg's Pep box top, your name and address. Send to Kellogg's, Box 346, Battle Creek, Michigan. Kellogg's, Box 346, Battle Creek, Michigan. Hop to it, spaceman. Send for your space goggles today.
The crew of the Polaris has been imprisoned in a cave cut into a hillside near Yates Village. Working in complete darkness, the cadets have examined it carefully, going over it inch by inch with their fingertips. But they have found nothing to give them any hope of escape. Straining their eyes in the pitch-black gloom, they wait and wonder what is to happen next.
Why didn't Yates kill us? Why should he bring us here?
I overheard him tell his men something, Captain. Seems he promised his daughter to give us every chance to change our minds.
How long does that mean? Until we rot?
Unless we can find a way out.
Fat chance of that. They've got a magnetite door and an energy lock on the mouth of this cave, plus a man on guard outside.
If we only had a little light.
Quiet, everyone. Listen.
What in the universe is that?
The sound's coming from beyond the left wall, sir.
I can hear it a lot plainer now with my ear against the wall. Viola, cosmic. Somebody's digging in there.
Captain Strong, could it be another prisoner?
It's hard to say, Manning. This hill is riddled with limestone caves. I noticed that when they brought us here.
Then it could be another prisoner.
Let's start digging toward him from this side.
With what?
With anything, Manning, including your hands. Get busy.
Almost ready to break through, sir.
All right, Tom. You keep on digging. We'll stand on either side and be ready for anything.
There goes the last of it.
Watch it now.
Hello.
We've made contact.
Who's there? Who's on the other side?
Prisoners. Who are you?
Prisoner, too.
Is that hole large enough for him to come through?
I think so, sir.
Give me your hand, and I can make it all right.
Here. Hold on. That's fine. Your shoulders are through. Easy now.
Thanks. Oh, what it means to hear another voice.
Who are you, sir? I'm Captain Strong of the Solar Guard.
Strong. You too, eh? I'm Larkin, captain of the Sirius.
So this is what happened to you, sir. We found the wreckage of your ship.
Yates and his men wrecked it after we landed. They killed most of my crew, but Yates thought he could win me over to join his colony and imprisoned me here. I couldn't have stood another day alone in there.
Captain Larkin, how often do the guards bring food?
Once a day.
How many of them?
Just one man. But he's always armed with a blaster, and he makes me back away from him to the end of the cave. Why?
Would you be willing to take a risk, sir? Along with us, I mean.
Would I? Son to a man who's been buried alive for as long as I have, anything's worth a try.
All right, Larkin. Show yourself.
Yates, what are you...
I have your dinner. I brought it personally.
Well,
What do I owe the honor?
You know the rules, Larkin. Move back. Back into the light where I can see you.
All right.
That's it. Move well back. Now, Larkin, I'm sorry it's not your dinner I'm bringing you, but your death.
Grab him! Got him, sir!
Where did you come from? Let me go! Let me go. This is impossible.
Okay, I've got his artillery. Pin his arms and we've got it.
Don't worry, he can't make a move.
You cry out, Yates, and I'll blast you into space dust. Is that perfectly clear?
You have me. Yes, alas, you do.
Corbett, that was a mighty clever idea of yours for all of us to gather here in my cell.
It certainly was. And to have the boss wander in instead of the mess sergeant was really a break for us.
Corbett has all the luck.
Oh, I don't know, Roger. This turns out pretty well for you, too.
How do you figure, Junior?
Why, Roger, you were so unhappy at the idea of leaving Arlene, remember?
Sure, but I don't see
Tom's right, Roger. Now she and her father will both be going back to Earth with us. And you can visit them both every day in jail.
Don't miss the next action-packed adventure with Tom, Corbett, and the Space Cadets on Tuesday, when Tom and Roger Manning escort the first interplanetary circus on a trip to Venus and find that deadly peril lurks beneath the big top tent of the greatest show in the universe. Tune in, same time, same station on Tuesday for the next thrilling interplanetary adventure with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet.
Brought to you by Kellogg's Pep, the build-up wheat cereal.
Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, starring Frankie Thomas, can also be seen on television and appears in the comic sections of many of America's leading newspapers. Look for it daily and in weekend editions. Featured in today's cast were Jan Merlin, Al Markham, Edward Bryce, Ian Martin, and Susan Douglas. Today's program was written by Gilbert Braun, directed by Drex Hines. Jackson Begg speaking.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret. Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret. And what a secret! In Kellogg's Raisin Bran, the tasty raisins are dipped in honeycomb. That means plumper, more tender raisins, along with delicious golden crisp bran flakes. Both fruit and cereal, all in one box. And no other raisin brand but Kellogg's gives you the tender goodness of raisins dipped in honeycomb. That's Kellogg's secret. So for your breakfast, make sure you get Kellogg's, because Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret.